Okay, we do chanting together. Okay. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavatāṃ Abhivādeti Sawakkato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammamacchami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Saṅkho Saṅgham Namami Kandamayang Puttassa Bhagavato Buddhapanya Namakarang Karomase Namo Tassa Bhagavato
Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa.
Good morning from Thailand and good afternoon. Today is because of the Brian is not feeling well today, and I contact the Dr. Chanya and contact the Dr. Thanat, and Dr. Chanya is happy to replace Brian, and then, but anyway, today is very good topic, the law of the Kamma. Dr. Chanya is very well known about the Dhamma talk, and usually in the law of Kamma and the rebirth. And thank you for helping today. And before, I would like to invite the Dr. Thanat to welcome everyone today. Dr. Thanat.
Okay. Good evening from Washington, D.C. And good morning to Thailand and Singapore and anywhere. Today we just have special guests. Even Ajahn Jukunrit said that Ajahn Dr. Chanya will be replaced our guest speaker today. The topic that Ajahn Dr. Chanya will give a talk tonight is the Law of Kamma and the rebirth. So the topic tonight is very important in our belief, or in Buddhist, especially some Thai people, they still have a misunderstanding about the law of Kamma. The people, if something happened, they just complain about the other people or the situation, but not look into the law of Kamma or the law of action, that what we have done or what we are doing. So today I think Dr. Chanya will explain to understand the concept of the law of Kamma or the law of action, and it's linked to the rebirth. Because if we don't believe in rebirth or reincarnation, so that we would not believe in the law of Kamma. So tonight we just have the good opportunity to hear the Dhamma talk from Ajahn Dr. Chanya. Please welcome Ajahn. Let's go.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today, I'm very happy to be invited by ท่านเจ้าคุณพระวิเทศสิทธิธรรมาภรณ์ Vice President of the Council of Thai Bhikhuss in U.S.A. Even it is very emergency from this morning. But if you allow me to think and speak slowly, I can explain about this concept of Kamma and rebirth. Sometimes it refers to Buddhist scripture, and sometimes I would like to express my opinion from the cradle of study Buddhism for a long time. One thing when I think about the concept of rebirth, I believe or I trust in the Buddha's enlightenment. So this concept become very easy for me. That I cannot prove about the rebirth, but I said I follow the Buddha's teaching because the Buddha enlightened, the Buddha realized by himself. And then when we talk about sattha, we have first Tathagata Poti Sattha. That means we trust in the Buddha's enlightenment. So when we talk about Kamma and rebirth, for me, I think we must believe or trust in the Buddha's enlightenment, or it's beyond proving. Because it's like a metaphysics. If we talk in the way of philosophy, it is like metaphysics. That means it conceives and sometimes it beyond the cause and condition, or beyond the reason, proving, or beyond the logic. And for this way, the Buddha said so many places, he had seen by himself, by the power of jhana, and by the power of jnana. After jhana, he attained jnana. And from jnana, it realization like Sutthiyano. That means he attained extraordinary knowledge to know his previous birth. And the second, Chutupapatayana, he can remember, he can know here and now and the past and the future about all being who move from one plane to another plane according to Kamma. So when we talk about Kamma, concept of Kamma, it deals with the Chutupapatayan. Chutu, that means move. Chuta, that means move. Chutu, papa, upa, chuta and upa. Chuta means move. Upa means being again, arise. If we translate into English, arise, upa, arising. Move from one place and to arise in another place. Depends upon the translation like that. So, Chutupapatayan, that means the topic we are going to discuss. That means the Buddha realized, the Buddha enlightened about how to move and be born again, or being again. They call in Pali language Punappavo. Punappavo. Pava, that means being. Puna means again. Being again. Is again. Being again. To be again. This is the way I refer the Buddha enlightenment. And the last one, Asavakhayayan, that means they get rid of all defilement. And then he become the Buddha. And after he enlightened, he talked about the main point that lead him to be born again and again, to be born uncountless birth. That means craving or tanha. Tanha, this like the architecture, like the home builder who build from time to time, uncountless birth. So, what the cause of uncountless or countless birth or uncountable birth? That means craving or tanha. If we follow the Buddha's enlightenment, we know as long as you have tanha or craving, you be born again and again and become the cycle as long as you have craving. And after craving gone, the circle of birth and death would be broken. That's it. This is the rebirth. And then come to talk about Kamma, concept of Kamma. Kamma, we start by the translation of Kamma is action, physical action, verbal action, and mental action. We talk in English, Kaya Kam, Kaya physical action, Kaya Kam, Vaci Kam, verbal action, Manokam, mental action or thought. We start by this. This is a starting point to work or to do everything in our life, in our daily life, and it caused to be good or bad. And then when we talk about concept of action, physical action, verbal action, and mental action, we mean the action here and now. This is the center point, here and now. And then after that, it would be cause and effect. And cause and effect each other. And then it depends upon the cause we have done. If we have done the cause, the good cause, then we ripen the good result. It's like what we plan. We ripen what we plan. We plan a good sort sweet apple, and after that is grow, and when we ripen sweet apple, or sometimes changing like a tamarind, depends upon cause and condition again. And when we talk about Kamma, concept of cause and condition is also very important. Depends upon cause and condition. Then the original place of Kamma is physical, verbal, and action, or mental action. At three place, or three way, or three door. Sometimes they call Tawara, Kaya Tawara, that means physical door. Vaci Tawara, Dawara in Pali language. That means verbal door, verbal gate. And Mano Tawara, mental gate. We have three way, or three gates, or C door to make action. And then this is the way we talk about the action. And then in Buddhism, if we approach about ethical action, the Buddha talk about kusala kammapada. Kusala kammapada or akusala kammapada. Kusala, that means wholesome. Akusala means unwholesome. Pata means the way for wholesome. Kusala kammapada, and akusala kammapada, the way of unwholesome or bad karma. And then what is the root of karma? They talk about the roots of karma. The three depends upon three ways. The three ways are supposed to be the roots of karma. That means greed, anger, and delusion, or greed, aversion, and delusion. We call the root of akusala karma too. And if we try to follow about the bad karma or unwholesome action, we have 10, and we have 3 by the body, or verbal action can be divided into 3. That means destroying life, or harming life, or harming being. This is the first physical action, first bad physical action. And the second, taking what is not given. This is for unwholesome action or the bad action. Taking what is not given, or taking another property without permission or without allowance. And the third, the wrong conduct in regard to sense pleasure, or wrong mid-sexual conduct, or wrong conduct in regard to sense pleasure. You don't destroy about the sense pleasure of the other, or harm about sense pleasure of the other. And for this, if the adult people, they refer to don't isolate or don't harass about the sexual conduct of the other beloved, or the beloved of the other. And then Ajahn Puttathat explained this, including what you like. You don't isolate what you like. You don't harm what you like, like a children, like a idol, and then you go to destroy it. That means you isolate this kame sumichachara, or the wrong conduct in regard to sense pleasure. After you take the toy and children crying, that means this wrong in this unwholesome action too. And then the three, that means physical, verbal, physical action, and come to unwholesome verbal action. First, false speech or telling a lie, or untrue speech, untrue speech or telling a lie. And then slanderous speech, the word that spoken to destroy harmony, integrity, and unity. That is slanderous speech. And harsh speech or dirty word, and dirty word. And then the idle chatter, the useless speech. Whatever you spoken is useless. What is uselessness? Useless speech bring sometime you to suffering. And then the last mental action. First, covetousness, and the second, ill will, and the third, wrong will. Covetousness, that means that they're more straight than greed, like greed. But the covetousness very detailed, more than greed. And then ill will or anger, and the wrong will or wrong understanding about the suffering, cause of suffering, and the end of suffering and the way to end of suffering. This is the wrong will. So when we talk about action, we talk about kamma. We can talk on this scope by body, by speech, and mind in the three way. Then now we would like to relate about kamma and rebirth. The Buddha taught about the origination of mind or citta, the concept of citta. That means upachittawa nirucchanti, arising and ceasing. When one arises and another ceasing. And when another one arises, another ceasing. It shows about anatta, nothing impermanent. Arising of mind show anicca, impermanent, tukkhata, cannot patience or endurance, and anatta cannot control. When one arises and one says. So sometimes you heard about how to change positive to be negative, even in that moment. When you get anger or when you get angry, and then if another mind remind you that, oh, don't get angry because he or she, our friend of age and death, a birth, old age and death, we are friends. We are equal. We are equal on suffering. And yet you can change my immediately from anger to be kind. So this is the nature of mind. The Buddha said that it arises and says very fast until we cannot determine It cannot follow, but it very fast. So the nature of mind now, it like the streaming or like a Wi-Fi or internet. But one thing, it is not self or independent, but the main principle of Buddhism depends upon interdependent origination. It must connect so many conditions and so many causes and impact to each other. So when we talk about mind and expression of mind, right now it is very easy to give the simile by Wi-Fi or by streaming or by wave you use right now. Why you can see me? Why I can contact Than Tia Kun in Thailand? It's very wonderful because it is not because I have the divine eyes or divine ears, no, but they have extraordinary wave to bring on character to show. You can hear sound, you can see picture, you can see my skin, my robe, and listen my talking. What bring you to see that cause and conditions and so many conditions? Or even you have a good Wi-Fi, but you have no telephone or no computer that appropriate to receive about that Wi-Fi. It doesn't work. You cannot see me. Or you don't have Zoom, and I have Zoom. I try to call you. You cannot see me. So Buddhist concept depends upon cause and condition. Then on karma, on action, by body, by speech, or by thinking, by acting, by speaking, by thinking. When done, it repeats from time to time and keep from time to time, collected from time to time on character. It's like a Wi-Fi or streaming, but it is not identity itself. It changes from time to time, but the streaming contain about that characteristic. Like I can see a list, the all identity or character, it never be thin more than last year, even through the Wi-Fi. That's the same, even Kunduk or Than Tia Kun or any person doesn't change because it can contain the characteristic or identity. So mind, even the same as Wi-Fi, arising and ceasing, arising and ceasing, the same system. And then until, and keep until, and the last arising, that when you die, you keep all of this. And when you move, that's a trimming. I try to call trimming of the space and energy that the Buddha called Kamma or Tanha or Chetana in Pathama Pavasut or Thutiya Pavasut. The Buddha teaches like this. It's not just the soul going to be born, but it's like the condition of Kamma you repeat from time to time. And then you can conscious or vinyana, or you have craving or tanha, and you have volition, chetana, We can say Kamma, Vinyana, Tanha, and Cetana. Four condition, or four in one. We cannot say separately, but four in one. In the that's consciousness, and keep on characteristic on what you have done, what you have thought, what you have spoken. This is characteristic. It contains everything. But when you say about Khana Nama Rupa, we are going to talk about the Nama of mind. Mind depends upon on form, and it depends upon cause and condition again. Dependent origination. It Nama, Rupa, or five Kanda, or five aggregation. They depends upon each other. They cannot separate. But when body would be broken according to the nature, and then refer to the Buddha, if you just try to catch only one, we can say tanha, or craving, that lead you to be born. But if we study in the sutta of being born again, of to be being, the Buddha called the four conditions, four factors. Four factors. That means kamma, you have action by body, by your mind, by your speech, or verbal, physical action, verbal action, and mental action. You have done from time to time and repeat. We can see like a chanting. When I was young, I chant Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta every day when I was a boy. And when I ordained as novice, I studied Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta about 3 days. I can remember very well. And after I did not repeat, even now, I cannot chant again. Not like when I was a novice. I am Mahathera now. I cannot chant Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta like when I was young, because it is not repeated. And if we want to remember again, we must repeat it or reprint it. So all physical, verbal, and mental action were reprinted in the stream of consciousness. As I mentioned, like the streaming of Wi-Fi, then they have two words, Jutti and Patisonthi Jit. Jutti, that means move out. Jutti, or Jatupapatayan of the Buddha. And then Patisonthi, arising. Upapa, arising. The two citta, Patisonthi citta and moving citta. Moving citta. And then after the Buddha passed away, and even the working, as long as you have tanha, you have cetana or volition, and you have consciousness, you have kamma, as long as you have four factors, and then even your body broken, and this going on to be born again, or to be being, they call the power. Even in all the sutta, when you attain arahanta, the Buddha used one word, natti thani punappavo. Natti, that no. Natti thani, now, from now, no. Punappavo, no being again. from now, no being again. They did not talk about born again, no being again. And from no being again, and then that's the end of birth, the second sentence. Natti thani punapavo. From now, there's no being again. And then khina chati. Khina chati. That means the end of birth. Khina chati. The end of birth. When no being is the end of birth. And why? Because there's no craving again, no energy. It's like when your car have no gasoline, it cannot move again. Then the four factors, Kamma and Vijnana or consciousness, and then volition and craving, four factors lead you to be born again and again. So it becomes the cycle of birth and death and birth and death. So the Buddha is praised by us, Arahang, the one who destroy the cycle of birth and death. When we say Arahang, that means the Buddha was not born again. Why? Because no cause of being born again. Was it the cause of being born again? Craving, or the four factors. But if we want to answer just one word, craving is enough, according to the Buddha's words. Or if Kunduk went to Wat Atam, you chant about Aneka Chati Sang Sarang Santa Visang Anipisang Tukha Chati Punam, something like that. นี่แน่ตัณหาผู้สร้างเรือนบัดนี้เรารู้จักเจ้าเสียแล้วเจ้าจะทำเรือนให้เราไม่ได้อีกต่อไปเพราะได้ถึงแล้วซึ่งความสิ้นไปแห่งตัณหาคือถึงนิพพาน Oh now tanha you cannot build the process of birth again because we end of the craving. That is no birth again, no being again, no birth again, no being again, and the end of birth. So I think it's enough for my presentation for 40 minutes. Do you have something to recommend and continue to discuss? Welcome. Okay. Wai Kung, do you have something?
I don't see any question from the chat group, so I don't know. Anyone have any questions for Ajahn? Especially when he say, I think the end of the talk he mentioned about no being. That is very, very profound. So all of us have our body.
The end of birth. From Buddhist scripture, not mine. And I say, I follow the Buddha's enlightenment. Don't believe my opinion. This is the issue of enlightenment.
Good. Dr. Chanya, there is a question from Casey. I think the question is also linking to the karma of view of dependent origination. Can you explain a bit more about deathless?
Deathless. That means that the end of birth, according to the Buddhist scripture, when you have no birth, you have no death again. when you have no birth, and death also doesn't come. Why? You die because you are born. When you have no birth, you have no death. And why? When you have no birth, because you have no craving. And then from craving, you go to interdependent origination by yourself. Or you come to Casey Thompson to listen very clearly interdependent origination from her. But I try to pinpoint craving, and you go back or you forward, you can do. Or you can start from avijja, you can do. But very easy for us to follow the Buddha's word, pinpoint to craving. And then you can go to contact, to phassa, to vedana, to upadana, depends upon you like. But we use this cause as a fact. Tanha or craving is a cause of being born again. And then without craving and no birth again. There's no birth again. When you have no birth, you have no death too. Because the birth is the cause of death, right? So deathless come from birthless.
Ajahn, can I just follow up with, there are few words that we talk about: no being, deathless, selflessness. All these kind of link to something that I could relate to is sometimes we got confused that by being deathless or selflessness, sometimes it is
confused if you follow the Buddha's way or the cause and effect. The Buddha said, as long as you have craving, you will be born again. When you have no craving, you will not be born again. Just two lies enough. And how can you destroy the craving? To practice anapanasati or satipatthana, 4 foundation of satipatthana or something like that. That's the way to practice. But from now you come, I think for me very, very fun, very easy to follow the Buddha's teaching. As I mentioned, I follow the Buddha's teaching, not my explanation. Why you are born? Because you have craving. And after I study more, not only craving, you have volition, you have consciousness, you have kamma, and then 4 factors lead you to be born again.
So does that mean we have to cut all this, like you say, craving, and you have to completely cut all this?
Completely enlightenment, as you chanting. Perfect enlightenment. When you enlighten, is a completed over.
Okay. Dr. Chanya, question from Alice. There is we talk about karma. Is there such thing called link karma? Like sometimes when we meet someone, we felt like we have met them before. We have known them for a long time, even though I meet them for the first time. So is there such thing called link karma, that in our past life we have linked before?
Yes, we link like this at to citta. That means Chutti citta and Patisonti citta. That's the moving citta. That's I don't call citta because it is wrong will. The Buddha don't allow call citta or something. But I take the move energy. Use the general word as I say the 4 factors as I research all Buddhist scripture. And 4 factor, when the more 4 factor move from the destructive body From the burning body, from the body doesn't work, from the rupa doesn't work, and then we call jutti. Jutti then mean move out. Move out, you release about your home. And then you have the new home again. If you go to study Buddhist scripture, Jutu Papatayan, the Buddha said all being come from this house to another house, come from this house to another house. You go and read Jutu Papatayan. Or the Triyana, yes, very clear if we read the Buddhist scripture. But if we listen from human opinion, sometimes it may confuse. But based upon the Buddha's teaching, it's very clear. We can understand. Okay, at least.
Yes, I want to make it clear that the question that I asked. Okay, the first question is karma personal? It's an individual thing,
Yes,
or it has a link to others, the people surrounding us?
Individual and common. And from individual extend to common. Like a wat atamayata, start from a small house and now become the big temple. People can build a $4 million monastery. Why? Because the cooperate good action work each other. This is from personal and link to the common, that they call common good, common will to build Atamayata monastery. This is on good karma have forced to be like that. And if bad karma, when you confuse, you can treat Donald Trump right now. He confuse and link to person. he never say congratulations or concede to Joe Biden. It's impact about America too. But from personal karma and impact right now about society, they wait him to say concede or congratulations. But now he said no. And its impact in the impact. It depends upon the power of society. But all action impact to person and society, even the world. From person it make the war. From person it make love. It make family. It make peaceful society. Like Ajahn Rithi, make peaceful society. Make meditation hall. This is power of Kamma. Depends upon wholesome or unwholesome. You see sometimes about terrorists, 911, you remember? This is a Kamma. I call 911 terrorists in World Trade Center. There's incorporated Kamma too and make suffering. And for Atamaja monastery, cooperative Kamma make everybody happy. And if how to use the Zoom right now, it depends upon our volition. Volition, that means the intention. I have good intention to teach about Buddhism, make you happy. Or sometimes I saw a little sleepy, happy, yeah. And now you are awake.
Conclusion is that is the reason that why sometimes we found that people surrounded us, that means there is a link karma, maybe for the past life or anything. It's the people that surrounded us.
Link karma from Jutti Citta to Patisanti Citta, it link again. It link automatically, yeah. And if you understand two words, Jutti Citta, that's been moved and to another place. And every study we have so many places to move, to heaven place, to happy place, to unhappy place, to hell, to formless place, about Brahman. When you have eight jhana, or formless jhana, Akinchanya yatana, Nevasanya yatana, you be born again, nearly empty, to formless Brahman. But you have still tanha or craving. No, when you have craving, it lead to be born so many plans, so many realms, to heaven, to hell, to human being, to be animal. This is the link, link of karma.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, your question. Yeah.
You can have, Ajahn Nipa.
Yes,
Welcome.
I want to know a person, khanda, body and mind. The mind, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vinyan, conscious.
Yeah.
When a person die, how soon he will be born again?
It depends upon it born again. Yeah. At or
Right away. Right away.
Immediately.
Oh, immediately.
Immediately. Yeah.
No grab.
Immediately. Yeah. But you must have craving, right? Have craving. Sometimes you be born at a lizard. If you offer more money to what Atamayata, and then this is my pillow, this is my pillow, and then you be born and stay in the pillow. Don't touch my pillow. And you study about the story of one monk. One monk went to home and sister make beautiful robe to him. And after he ate more lunch. And after that, before he go to bed, he think, oh, tomorrow I will wear this robe. I will wear this robe. I will wear this robe. Think about robe. And then he died. And then he died before morning. And then he be born again as a small insect. Yeah, and run around that rope. And the Buddha can listen while the divine here. Oh, you don't touch about this rope because the owner don't allow you.
Thank you.
Born again.
Thank you. I have a question. I confuse between the word conscious and spirit.
But for us, we use the conscious, like the streaming. Yeah, like the streaming. About the spirit, when we talk about the spirit, it's like a reflection of the consciousness. What you conscious about when you lose election. If you have spirit, okay, I congratulate you win me. That's the spirit.
Okay, thank you.
Now when he lose election, he lose spirit too.
Oh, I see.
Like a supporting spirit.
Thank you. I have another question. What is the state of mind?
I have a spirit of the lecturer. If Ajahn say, oh, I invite you to speak today, okay, no problem. Because I have high spirit of teaching. I don't say, oh, I cannot prepare myself. I have no time. I don't talk about, okay, yes, sir. This is my
right away. Another question, please. What is the state of mind of the enlightened one? Fully enlightened one. No
craving.
Oh, that's it.
Defilement, yeah.
No craving.
No craving, no all. If the defilement prevail.
No craving.
perfectly alignment. Yeah.
Yeah, no craving.
No craving.
The last time, Dr. Chanya, I still confused. You said when we have sati or mindfulness, we samadhi, concentration, and then we develop to vipassana. So the mind, the state of mind of vipassana is not still, right?
So you use the stillness to see things clearly. It as same as when you drive the car.
Yeah.
And you feel, sakang may be here, and then you don't know where is sakang,
Yeah.
When you get the smelling, then you must stop your car to see where sakang staying and spray to you.
Oh, so everything.
And see. So when you still, you see all phenomena as flooding from time to time. On anicca, dukkha, anatta, flooding. One word, flooding.
All the time.
Yeah, all the time.
Rising, exiting, and falling all the time.
Right. You can see your nose running in, running out, or something like that. Very easy. Breathe in, breathe out. You can see.
Yeah.
Or see your food you have eaten. Tomorrow, there's a meeting in the toilet hall again. It changed. Or sometimes you're drinking water, 2 hours, you go to pee. And after you have some time, you go to poo. That's it, anicca.
Ajahn, one more follow-up question. How does the concept of emptiness relate to what we discussed today?
Emptiness, you would like to go to emptiness as long as that your mind is empty, it's empty. Yeah. That means when your mind empty from defilement, it empty. As the Buddha said, when we talk about emptiness, that means not absolutely or completely emptiness. He said that in U.S.A house, now there's only monks, but empty from cow and buffalo. At your mind thinking about the sea, at that time your mind is empty from mountain. Okay, you can go and read about Chulla Sunyata Sutta and Maha Sunyata Sutta, both Sutta, going to English the version. Then you can clearly understand. So all the time we have emptiness. When Kunduk going to take Pad Thai, she concentrate on Pad Thai, but the emptiness from chicken curry, from curry chicken, from namprik, from plato. It's empty. Because he concentrate on that, he think about that. When she ate sandwich, it empty from khanom jin, from Lord Chong, from namprik, from Pad Thai, from Tom Yam Goong. Empty.
So empty, but focus single-mindedly on one thing that you want.
Exists what you exist, and nothing another exist with that. Exit one by one. When it arise, there's a perish, the first perish, and when the next arise, another perish. It's something like that. Yes.
Done. Question, please. Somebody told me after we die, everything is disappear. no more rebirth, no more.
Or I don't know that somebody, but I know just the Buddha's teaching. I don't know somebody. I never study from somebody.
I never die, right? I never die. But how?
Okay.
May I ask your personal? What you believe? What you believe in?
I believe in the Buddha enlightenment, to be born again and again. That means my personal to be a novice long life, not to do the bad evil. The bad karma is a good time to avoid from bad karma and try to practice in Buddhism. So I better to be monk. Personally, love the Buddha, believe the Buddha, trust the Buddha, because I pray every day, I chant every day. The Buddha enlightenment, the blessed one, disciple, like that.
I believe that too.
Yeah.
Just curious because I heard
for about this, I don't force about other person. But when anybody invite me to talk, I am not ashamed to present what the Buddha taught. If you don't believe, you go to Buddhist scripture. When I explain you about Mahasunyata Sut, Chula Sunyata Sut, if you don't believe me, go and study. I have reference. And for everybody, you say you believe or you don't believe, that's my duty. My duty is to present what the Buddha thought about that.
If you don't believe, you kalama sutta. Is that right?
Okay. Yeah, you can go Kalama Sutta and I go Kalama Sutta. That means I study more about the Buddha's teaching because I ordained more than 44 years. Then I decide to believe the Buddha. I don't worry about Kalama Sutta because Kalama Sutta, the Sutta of the confused people. Of those who have no stillness mind for that. But for me, I love the Buddha when I was young, pretty easy, more than Kalama people. The mild people different. Not necessary to follow that sutta. I follow Sunyata Sutta, Sunyata Sutta, Mahasaropama Sutta, so many sutta. And if some say Achanrit can fly, I will follow the Kalama Sutta. If you say Achanrit can make water boil without fire, I go to Kalama Sutta.
Okay, Ajahn, one more question. Relates to the law of karma.
Yes.
The law of karma means that the cause and effect. Does that mean that there is nothing much we can do to change it? And we have to just accept it?
You can change your way of life. You can change your fortunate, your luck, your fortune. You can change from time to time. Because you must make the kamma here and now. For example, those who are smoking, and then one day they realize smoking is not good, and then they stop it. Action, change action from smoking to non-smoking. Change action, what happened? You have the money. You save the money. You save your health and you save your love in your family. Save so many things, but you must change from your mind, from mental action to physical action and verbal action. and change, and everything change from that place.
Yes, I have question again. We talk about karma. How about Onkulimala? He killed 999 people, but he's still fully enlightened.
And I study, and I from my book, they told the story after he killed 999, and then he attained Arahanta.
Yeah.
Before, in the previous birth, he was like the big tortoise. เต่าออกเสียงว่า tortoise ใช่ไหม
Total.
Yeah, total in the sea. And when 500 people or 1,000 people went on the ship, and then the ship sink in the sea, and then that giant total held them, and then 999 kill and eat, except one girl never eat. And then they said, so 999 come to be killed by him. And then for the last one, Walkern, that's mom, he never killed. And then he attained Arahanta because he pay off everything. That from
Everything
the
come
story. So sometimes we think about the Kamma as you must pay, right? And sometimes another pay too. When you honor the debt. that from I read, they call in Atthakatha said that.
Atthakatha.
Yeah, Atthakatha, that means explanation of the story. But by the Dhamma, by understanding the mind, if we cut about that story, that means the Buddha have the power to lead Anguliman to cut the previous Kamma, to cut about the thought exactly, and jump to the pure mind absolutely.
How he cut it? How he cut it?
Because he practiced as the Buddha taught, Vipassana. Because in the movie, as I see in the movie, after Onkuliman see the Buddha, Onkuliman cry too much. You cannot help me. You cannot help me. I killed so many people. I am a sin person. And after cry long time, the Buddha give one leaf. Okay, you cut off. Okay. And can you contact? No, I cannot contact. Okay, leave it and start here and now. Start thinking right here and now. You cannot correct the past. And then he believed and trust the Buddha. And then he can enlighten by deeply trust in the Buddha to be here and now.
Okay, I still confused. Here and now is mean when you breathe in, you breathe out, you don't think anything, right?
You cooking, you pee-peeing, you poo-pooing, you taking a bath, you eating, you smiling, speaking, mindfulness every place. Because here and now.
Mindfulness here and now.
Mindful loving, mindful speaking, mindful thinking, mindful eating.
Thank you. Mindful for everything.
Yeah, every step of life. The Buddha says that you should have mindful every step of life. because mindfulness is the great Dhamma to cover all Kamma. Just as the footprint of elephant can conclude on the footprint of other animal. It can cover on Dhamma, mindfulness. You go to samatha or serenity, go by mindfulness. If you go to vipassana, okay, you go by mindfulness. If enlightenment, anapanasati, mindfulness again. You see 6 years pass as the Buddha tried to try and error, more experimentation, so many seconds, and then come to mindful breathe in and breathe out. That the gate for alignment come to mindfulness again. ถ้าพูดภาษาใต้ก็มากินหลอกกอข้างบ้านในที่สุด The papaya nearby house in the southern proverb we try to eat in the luxurious restaurant so many delicious food and then we come to pick the papaya nearby house to cook. That's very delicious.
The best.
The best
of the best.
So after you go to so many teachers to study to Alara, Uttaka, Ancestic, and so many specialists in the spiritualist, so many seconds of teacher, and then come to breathing in and breathing out. Come home. Ajahn Chah said, it's the real home. Here and now.
Here and now, real home.
A real home.
That's right. อยู่ในแคลิฟอร์เนียเหรอคะ No.
You California, I come by June 16, from June 16 until now.
ไม่เคยชี้เขาไว้ ยังไม่ให้เลย
What's called in English เคยจี What's you call? The dry shrimp, right?
Shrimp paste.
Huh? Dry shrimp. Dry shrimp fry. เคยจี
คิดถึงไม่เคยร้อยคิดถึงคนไม่รู้ไปไว้ที่นี่
เอาไว้ก่อนนะให้ล่วงมาก่อน Okay, you have something ไว้ก่อน
No, maybe open to any more questions. Any last question for Ajahn for a very enlightening talk?
Welcome.
Thank you, Ajahn. Here and now, any more questions?
Here and now? Is it here and now? No question. You can realize. You can realize here and now. No previous birth, no next birth, here and now.
Yes.
You can realize that absolute truth here and now. Alice, no question.
No question, but I think the law of karma is very hard and very difficult to. You have to go into the detail in order to understand and to link it to the whole concept of Buddhism. It's based on this, the law of karma. The karma is actually like the concept of Buddhism that we have to know that this is the core. So that's why I always, have a lot of confusion. And
in order to avoid the confusion, come to our body and mind. Come to take care about physical action. Take care about verbal action. and mental action of thinking. Every moment should have mindful before acting, mindful before speaking. Even when we are thinking, try to analyze, is it good or bad? It harm yourself, harm another people, and harm both yourself to another people, and then avoid. This is the main point of Kamma here and now. It's not confused at all. It's here and now.
Very good insight.
Start here. You don't go far. If you start to be confused, come here. And after COVID-19 is over, can I go to Wat Atamayata to have workshop about this, to be deep and deep about this, about 3 days, yeah. And I would like to show Buddhist scripture word by word, and we follow that. And why I understand, I feel I understand very well, I'm happy, because I try to follow the Buddha step of explanation. And sometimes the new thing, and I just discover not more than 10 days, like about the concept of self. In Buddhist scripture, very clear.
What is that?
Buddha said concept of self. First, physical concept of self. When you think about five khandha as self, first concept of self. The second, the self that you create by yourself. You want to be the owner of 10 restaurants, like a McDonald's. When you see coffee, you say you would like to have so many branches around the world. This is the second self. And the third self, the self-form perception. What were you doing when you were 10 years old in Pattalong? Can you cook? How many food can you cook? When you were 14, 15, this is a self from perception. So that self by imagination, that's very important to practice meditation, to look, to see, that they said arising and ceasing. And then the Buddha said that the self from imagination is the same as the body. It's a perfect hand and head and something that's perfect. So that we call it is a being. It is a being arising. You be that and that and that. Because of being, you have the craving, you have the clinging. This is that self. That you study Cittanupassana Satipatthana. That means your contemplation of the thinking. Be careful of this self from imagination, from creation by mind. This is the Buddha word. In the Buddhapanya Sutta. I just finished. I read in Thai every morning. So I understand clearly, support to study for foundation of mindful contemplation. Be careful about the self or being from imagination or creation. That means you can realize here and now. And arise and be born again and again. You can stop this birth. So I don't bring as earlier. I am fear to make you confused, but I found in Buddhist scripture. So we should have 3 days of workshop in Atamayata because of this.
Too much.
because of long discussion.
Thank you, Ajahn. I always have a problem understanding anatta. So I think based on what you explained, you actually talk about the non-self of how we create, how we create that, how we create the problem.
Because it is permanent, arising and ceasing, it is anatta.
Being arising.
Thank you. So maybe one topic, non-self.
Next time. When?
Next time.
When? Okay. As academic person, you go to Ajahn Bodhi in YouTube. Go to YouTube Ajahn Bodhi, great scholar, great American scholar monk, to listen about the Kamma and rebirth tonight. This is my homework to you.
Okay.
As an online study. Bhikkhu Bodhi, you go to YouTube and write Bhikkhu Bodhi. Then followed by Kamma and rebirth. You try. Kong, you try to do if you have phone in your hand. And then you will be clear more than my explanation.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn. Bhikkhu Bodhi.
Yes, you see? Kamma and rebirth, you see? Lecture number 5.
Yep.
Okie dokie.
Lecture number 5.
I can set you to the port more than 1 hour. More than 1 hour.
Yep.
You can listen at night. You listen and close your eye and meditate. That's the proper way.
Yeah, I found the video I put on the chat already.
Okie dokie.
For all the lay people.
And send to Alice too. Yeah.
Yeah, I put in the chat already.
You can see about the link of between. Yeah. Okay, please listen. More than 1 hour, listen. Don't avoid, don't jump. Yeah, listen carefully 3 times. If you cannot understand with 3 times, 10 times. One to your 8, yeah.
Okay, sadhu.
Okay.
Long I found it.
Okay, I try to send you to the pause of knowledge. I do not monopoly my opinion. I'm student too.
Okay, any more question? We have a great opportunity to ask any confusion, any doubt, any misconception.
I have so many assistants now. If you cannot understand Ajahn Bodhi, go to Ajahn Pram.
I look forward for more presentation from Dr. Chanya to talk about Buddhism in more detail, because most of the time the topic, whatever, because of the time consuming this, we only touch a very surface, that we can't go into very detailed understanding a lot of the sutta and the teaching of the Dhamma.
You go to Dhammapada story. On Dhammapada story, present case study of Kamma and rebirth. There are more than 500 stories. I cannot sit and tell you about 2 hours. but aside you to go to Dhammapada, this presentation about Kamma and rebirth. You can see the link, yeah.
Thank you.
You can see more detail. So we become academic place to study. So I assign you to go to book. To add your knowledge. How are you, Ajahn, Vice President?
Ajahn Riti.
Okay, Vice President, say something.
Very interesting.
Thank
Ajahn
you.
Riti.
So many comments. Yeah. Thank you for good comment. Appreciate.
Ajahn Riti, you're muted.
Ajahn Riti, you're still mute. Can you unmute? Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. I had a time for breakfast today in Thailand.
Breakfast.
That's why I have to leave.
You finish breakfast or wait for finish program?
Do
you have Luk Niang? You have Luk Niang on. Do you have young Luk Niang?
I do have my house now. Up there. I do have my house because we have the Wi-Fi here. We don't have in the temple.
Oh.
We don't have the Wi-Fi at the temple. That's why, when I have the duty, I have to come to the house. And
you stay home it with family.
With
now good time for you to devote yourself to take care of your parents. Come home.
Yesterday I talked to him many times to my father, and he told many story. He remember all the story, and then when at night he sleep very well.
Oh,
but,
after telling
no one
story.
No one talking to him in daytime, he sleep, and at night he not sleep.
Yeah, very happy to be with the beloved and great son.
Yes. But the one thing problem for my mom, she cannot, eat very well.
Eat.
Because the tongue, the tongue is not working. I know. I think the tongue is very important.
Tongue doesn't work properly.
Not work properly.
Try to make joke. Try to make joke or count tom.
But when she eat, it come out. It come out because she very good.
Take care closely.
But
that's it. Your holy duty in your life. Congratulations and rejoice too much.
Thank you, Dan. I try to do it. Try to do it. That's why I not accept any invitation for many places. I said no, not time. This is the time for the
even contesting in Bangkok. I never seen you.
I know. Protest in Bangkok. You never see the monk.
You don't change something in something.
But there are many monks. Join the protesting. The young monk usually
stay home. Your parents take care of you in this chaos situation. Don't come to Bangkok.
Let's go to Bangkok.
Stay in Patalong.
Yes.
To greet the king who visit your home.
But I go back, Ajahn, to listen to you completely after this. The topic is very important. A lot of questions that people ask all the time about the Kamma, and rebirth.
Okay, you can give me the detail.
Yeah.
I can serve you because I have a spirit of the breathing.
No, I go to my Facebook. I listen to you again.
Okay.
You again. Yeah. Yeah, my rebirth, you know, the rebirth, the another kind of birth that the Buddha does in the
Yes, I just found the three kind of self at the Buddha mentioned.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, and then for this mention, Ajahn Puttathát always refer. Yeah, for this sutta. And
Yes.
I mentioned a little bit.
You know, Ajahn,
I'm very delighted I found this information in Buddhist scripture.
no, Ajahn, when young monk, I do believe in different things. I do believe different things, but after I found the Buddha Dasa, you know, I changed a lot for my, you know, my belief. I changed a lot. You know, the first year when I ordained at the Samanera, you know, the one monk come and teaching me the some kind of the miracle or something like that, and many the, you know, the mantra or something like that. And then Samanen, you can do this, but you cannot do that, and you can do this, you cannot do that. You know, like the monk Ajahn, they said that when you do the mantra, you cannot go under the bridge, the bridge, you know. And I said, if
you
we
can
follow
walk on the water.
yeah. And how come I cannot go to the Bangkok because the car you go under the, you know, the subway, you know, you cannot do that. I think this is difficult. But after I found the teaching of the Buddha Dasa,
so many superstitious rule, right?
Yes. Yeah.
You can go under the bridge.
Yes. Yeah, that's, you know.
You can eat some green fruit. You can eat in the cremation ceremony.
Yeah, many things. And you cannot touch a women's clothes, you know. You cannot touch it. You know? I said, if they learn that they cannot touch.
You cannot touch the female clothes. You can eat what female cook. It doesn't destroy your mantra. I go to Kalama Sutta now.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, that why, and you know, the another kind of birth is very big topic and very important for us. You know, very important. You know, this if we learn about, we understand how to be born.
About this birth, at the Buddha mentioned three kinds of first the body, the second the self created by the mind, and the last one the self from perception. This is Ajahn Puttathāt wrote when he was young monk. He was years ordained, and I read in Wat Umong, and now I found in the Buddhist scripture. This kind, they based upon from this explanation. Yeah,
that's good, Ajahn. Yes.
And the Buddha said that he know very well about the self, and then about how he know the self, and then he can get rid of the self.
เราก็อยากดูดิว่าเธอจะมาถึงสุดสายป่านแค่ไหน
Okay. I muted. Okay, Ajahn. Okay. the topic, the rebirth is relate to the Paticcasamuppada that the Casey is very good understanding too. Yeah, for the Paticcasamuppada. You unmute, Ajahn.
Dr. Chanya, you're mute.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Mute or unmute? You listen?
Yes, good now.
Okay. So very exciting to see Buddhapanya Sut. When I was in Wat Umong, Ajahn Puttathát wrote in Puttha Sasana article journal when he was a young monk. And then I try to come and see and find out about this, about perception depends upon cause and effect or something like that. Then based upon that, I can go to Paticca here and now. Yeah.
What a sutta, Ajahn?
Buddhapanya Sutta. I love to use the book more than internet. It's very friendly. Now I go to study about three khandha. Three khandha. Ariya Sila Khandha, Ariya Samadhi Khandha, Ariya Panya Khandha. But for this sutta, it's Buddhapanya Sutta. Buddhapanya Sutta. In the first book of Sutta. They talk about Sanya, Sanya or perception, and after that deal with to self, to feel about the life. You regard three times: life by body, life that created by your mind, and life from your perception. Three life, three concept of life. And what life make you suffer? The second life, that the life created your mind, it being and born and something on that birth, the second birth.
When Ajahn, Dr. Chanya, when we learn the history of the Buddha, you see when the young people they not understand and they not believe that. They said when the Siddhartha after born, they walking for 7 steps. That Ajahn want to was clear about that for the.
I try to explain if it has appear in Buddhist scripture, but I don't like to force the young believe. Because sometimes the young have no more additional information. We must wait like the fruit. It had not yet way to ripen. Let it be. And not necessary to believe or not believe, but one thing, as I think myself, to take place to present the full Buddhist scripture. That's my pleasure. But the who listen and believe or not, do not believe, I don't worry about that. My duty is to present what the Buddha thought about that. It's not like Putthatasa. It tried to be protocol, right? They call protocol, right? To transfer, to communicate. But for interpretation or explanation, it depends upon the wisdom of the person. But if we try to just use our interpretation according to our opinion, and then sometimes it would be the fence of the young of new generation people to accept the original teaching, and it would become like some Acharya Vata afterward, like about Kamma and rebirth, something like that. I don't try to go very far from the Triyana enlightenment of the Buddha. I try to base upon only Puppe Nivasanu Sutthiyano, to reflect about the previous birth, Jutu Papatayan, of remove and be born again, and Asavakhayayan, to end on defilement. And by Paticcasamuppada and the Noble Eightfold Path and the Four Noble Truths, I try to base on this jhana, because it's just the witness to regard, to identify Siddhartha as the Buddha. There no other than information that. And I agree everybody explanation. But I try just to communicate what the Buddha say, what the Buddha taught. But I'm not serious like Ajahn Kukrit. I'm not serious about that. Puttavachana. But I accept everything about environment, culture, and tradition, atmosphere, about the spiritual seeking at that time.
Okay.
Dr. Chanya, I have a question.
You just have question, that means you have more wisdom after listen me.
Exactly. How long do you meditate every day usually?
Formally from 5:30 to 6 every day, non-stop, like 7-Eleven, yeah. And then after having lunch from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, and prepare broadcasting, and then from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. 7 o'clock start chanting, and 7:30 until to 9. And then for daily meditation, when I feel myself, I try to meditate by awareness, be aware of all body, be aware of my eyes, be aware of my movement. I check, am I alive? Try to breathe in and breathe out, that's okay. Am alive? Start to be knowing, and work and do, and watching and do something, yeah. With mindfulness, try to be mindful. As the Buddha said that you move hand in front, you move hand back, you move your foot in front and back, you wear the robe, you eat food, you know every time. That is in daily life. And informal, about 3 hours informal every day. To do as a good temple. That the people dream to see monk chanting, meditating. After people know, they feel delight, happy, like a public service. Don't harm the feeling of people.
I have another question. In your life, what has helped you the most to cut the fetters?
Fetter?
the hindrances, the craving, to stop the craving?
Craving, when we meditate, craving gone.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes depends upon the condition, depend upon the factor. But I just didn't have. But no beat my heart to be pain. But always delight with what I'm doing. Get up after chanting, meditating, come to broadcasting, talk to the people without craving. But the craving arise, I want about 1K. Just this craving. 1K view. But after finishing it, just 13 views. Today, just 13 people view. But what I want 1K view. That's my craving now. I know.
Ajahn, I have a question. Just now you mentioned about as you practice Buddhism, as you don't tend to use the for the younger generation to use the way that the sutta that all this that you put into, you teach, that you give the information, teach the Dhamma, but you don't apply. So can I ask about superstitious? Is that acceptable in the Buddhism?
For myself, I work with young, with the word and lies of religion. Even tomorrow, I sit here and the young people from around the world talk to me about religion. Tomorrow we will talk about righteousness. And now, every Monday, so many students, master degree, PhD in U.C. David and Berkeley and something, they call me by Zoom to talk Dhamma, to practice meditation. And then their character, they do not deny. They said good to have information. And sometimes they phone again, okay, I would like to know this. And we open Zoom like that. So the young never deny me right now. Sometimes I travel day and night in the former time to San Francisco to visit the young people, especially students.
I see. I mean that you accept the tradition, the culture of different background, but do you accept something like a superstitious is considered as a different?
Personally, tradition? For me, I deny on superstition. Personally, I never do even the mantra water. I never do. I never give the people even mantra water. This is for me. I am far from on superstition. But I believe what the Buddha taught, what the Buddha enlightened, I transfer just that. For this Katina, I wrote about the miracle of the Buddha from the Sutta. When he saw about Uruvela Kassapa, Nati Kassapa, and Kaya Kassapa, he showed three Patihariya, Itti Patihariya, Atesana Patihariya, and Anusasani Patihariya. It included in that sutta. So I show. But I don't believe about the superstition of ghosts of something in a lot of things in Thailand. I can read nearby Aikai or something like that. So I don't accept all of that. Yeah.
I see. But I think not just about Thailand, because like Mahayana, they did have this belief in like some superstitious things, and they consider that as a part of the Buddhism, that what they believe.
Because I don't mention them. But when I was young, I think I start by myself not to do that. And when I grow, I don't do that again and that again. I try to apply myself to do, but I cannot change another people's belief. I respect another belief. Okay, you have good superstition. If it can pull money to your pocket, okay, you can respect, you can worship. That's your wealth. If you pay respect to this God or God's death and make you rich, please do more. It has economic growth. You don't depend upon president, depends upon goddess.
It's Buddhism that we mention about all being. Actually, ghost is also like an assistant. Are they the being also?
Being also.
Yeah, kind of assisted in our
you go to India, many people respect the cow. When the cow come to eat your vegetable, they say, "Oh, welcome, Bhagawan, Bhagawan." They respect the cow. When the monkey jump on the tree, Namaste, Namaskar, Hanumara, they said. They respect even animal. So, when we understand them, understand Kamma, what they collect about the knowledge, about consciousness, then we accept them. Because they are belonging on the way of Kamma. Kamma by physical Kamma, verbal Kamma, and mental Kamma. Come from Kamma again. If you grow about the superstitious, you grow about the superstitious people, then you have the mental Kamma to believe that. Very difficult to explain you. To be far from that, to live that, difficult. Sometimes make angry. Make as enemy, not friend. Let be, let go. Because we accept a differentiation of human being provided by Kamma again. So we come to Kamma in the detail. For me, when I was young, I grew among the scholar monk. They talk about the scripture. When I went to Ajahn Buddhatat, I bow on his feet. He said that, "Oh, Samanen," when I was young, "you go to read Buddhist scripture, you read and write." He said that. So I grow about that. I never say, "Oh, Luang Po, please keep mantra on my head." I never said to Ajahn Buddhatat. And then after that, he gave me books, so many books. Okay, you go and read. I got this environment. So I don't have someone Buddha statue in my bag or something. Depends upon the growing. And if you grow in Singapore, you go to the monastery, you just light the candle and incense, just that, and come home and go work. And then after that you seek, what is the superstition that make my business advance? Right? So much I accept you. I cannot say, "Please destroy it." I cannot say.
Yeah, thank you, Ajahn. So I think the key thing you mentioned, I think we respect what other people practices.
We respect, because we have kindness, we have compassionate love, we can live together among the difference of belief, culture, race, color.
Yeah. I think we need to inspire other people through our action, because that's the only way, through our practice, through what we do. So we cannot impose what we believe on other people, but we can inspire the people around us through what we do, what is our action. So
as you are doing, as Ajahn Reed doing very well to keep information about that, million to million brochure and books. You are going to do now. Satisfied with it, delighted with it, and then make American more calm right now, more peaceful. Since Ajahn Reed come to distribute Buddhism, no war more, no more war. This is independent each other, interdependent origination, and support by Dalai Lama and so many people think about loving kindness, compassionate love. And then we can check hand with Christian people that they talk about love too much. When I walk on the street, many people ask, what you are teaching? I teach about love. The Buddha teaches about love and loving kindness, loving your neighbor as yourself. Oh, that's a corn sentence, they said. And sit and talk together. We cooperated. Buddhism can cooperate because we love everybody. And the concept of Kamma make us understand and accept everybody. Come from different background, different culture. We can accept. But based upon Kamma, Kamma belief.
Okay, now we have no more question, and thank you for Ajahn Dr. Chanya. Today we talk a lot about the rebirth and the law of the Kamma, and we are going to maybe invite more time sometime if you want to know something about the Buddhism. Okay, thank you very much. And Dr. Danat, you want to say anything?
Nothing to say today. Ajahn covered everything completely.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you again, Ajahn. And thank you for all participants who have the knowledge and interpretation.
Don't like to talk about some changing.
Yeah.
No, you need changing.
But okay, the power of Law of Kamma is completed today.
We
Thank
believe
you very
in
much.
power of Kamma.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you. Respect to the Triple Chamber.
Okay.
Sama Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Sawakkato
Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Patipanno Bhagavato Sawakkasankho Sanghang Namami. Satu kha.
Satu Yom Nibbaan.
Satu kha.
Okay, thank you, Ajahn. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.